people? Mic check, how we doing? How we doing, people? Mic check. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Let me get this thing queued up and then we'll get going here, shall we? Hello everybody. Welcome back. Let's get into this. We got a couple things that I want to talk about. Like I said, standing on business. We're wearing this. We're going to stream with this shirt until the Penguins win a playoff game because we've gotten to the point where if the Penguins get swept tomorrow, yikes, I'm going to have to get real used to this shirt. So, alright, let's get into what we got today. I believe the Lightning versus Montreal game was the first game of, I think we had a triple header today because we had this game. Yeah, we had this game. Oh my gosh, Utah, Vegas, and then Edmonton and Anaheim, the Duck game, which was fun. The Duck game. I'm probably, of all the games to talk about tonight, the Duck game was probably the funnest. Even though funnest is not a word, funnest. We'll look at memes too, because I want to look at some memes. It's been a while since we've looked at memes. Good. Let's make sure we're live. Go through here, make sure it's freaking all the time. Because my audio, I cannot tell you how many times when I peep the chat, everybody's like, hey, your audio is down. Hey, your audio. So let's just make sure we got that going good. Whoop. Now we'll go right here. We'll show that. That's the back end, guys. That's the fun stuff behind the scenes that you guys don't see yet. Alright, looks like we're good. We're good? Okay, sweet. Looks like we're good. I'm getting a little worried there. Alrighty, people. You know what's fun too? Is when let's do it one more time. Because sometimes when I do the normal live streams, crispy bacon, we're good. Okay, I forgot to turn down the volume a little bit. There we go. Right there? Should we go right there? Let's go about yay much. So the music audio doesn't drown us out too much. Alright everybody, welcome back. Johnny Manziel, the best college football quarterback of all time. Ooh, that from the top rope, that's a good Johnny Football, I think best freshman quarterback of all time. Well, actually, hold on. Didn't Trevor Lawrence win the national championship as a freshman at Clemson? I don't know. Now, I will say, though, Johnny Football walked so the NIL portal could run, because if, like, he's talked about it in a couple interviews and stuff, like, that third deck at Texas A&M would not be built if him, Mike Evans, and the Aggies in the early 2010s were not good. Just because, like, the amount of money and, like, just spotlight attention from the Aggies going from the Big 12 to the SEC, and then the Aggies beating Nick Saban's Crimson Tide twice. It just, that is what put Texas A&M on the map. Have they won a national championship since, though? Pause for answer. Okay, all right, let's get to our first game of the day. The Canadiens taking a 2-1 lead series on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Very impressed with this one. If I'm going to be honest, I think with Game 3 predictions, I probably would have been leaning towards the Lightning today, and the only reason why is they got their get back in game two. They used that rollover into game three. Tampa takes a 2-1 lead. That was not the case. Um, Utah, I kind of had a vibe with the Utah game where it's going to be their first playoff game. Vibes are high. They just stole game two from Vegas. So I was kind of leaning, okay, Utah might take a 2-1 lead. I think in that prediction, originally I had it leaving game four tied at 2 apiece, but I had Vegas taking game one and two, Utah taking games 3 and 4, and then Vegas taking game five, and then Vegas ultimately taking game six in Utah. Just because, I don't know, did anybody pencil Utah past the first round? Probably not. There are probably a lot of Utah fans out there where it's like, yes, I had them go. I didn't. I had Vegas moving on. But with how this game started out, I think there was some chippiness. Oh, look, we're already getting ahead of ourselves with the Utah highlights. But this one was real good. We had the second period comeback after Hagel made it 2-1. Lightning seemed like they had control on this game a little bit, even though when you looked at it, look at the huge number that kind of stares at everybody. Look at the amount of shots that the Canadians took, more than Tampa. We saw Doc, though, tying it up at 2 apiece, scoreless in the third period, and then we go to overtime where Hudson wins it early into OT as well, too. We're only 2 minutes in. Like, we did not waste any time. I don't know, like, with the ebbs and flows of the game, though, considering there's a whole third period. Like, I think it was up in the air for anybody to get. You know what I like to see, though? No power play. Let me see penalty minutes. Penalty minutes pretty even. Just where it was kind of like I don't know, people could look and go, well, they scored on a power play or something like that, because we're going to go over yesterday's games as well, too. So, all right, let's move on to the Vegas versus Utah game. There was nothing much to talk about in this one, and that is only because at one point, this game was 4-0. I would look at this game exactly how we looked at the Bruins game in game two, where Bruins were up at 1.4-0, and then the Sabres came back and scored 2 points. Utah was all over them from the get-go. Missed the first half because of the Montreal game ending. So Uyghur and Gunther, yes. I was about to say Gunther. No, Gunther missed those goals, came in during the second intermission, and then Krause's 2 goals, and it being 4-0. I was like, oh, okay, this game's over. I'll switch over to the Edmonton game and watch, because oh my gosh, I didn't even notice that. Yikes, dude, that is bad. That is, hold on, so then let's go to full box right here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, only 8 saves on 12 shots. Utah beat him on 12 shots. Okay, that's not going to last. That is not going to last. I know that's a huge overreaction, and I'm downplaying them getting their ass kicked, but this can't last. If Utah wants to win this series, they're not going to look hard, stinky performance. 12 shots and 4 of them. Yeah, that's bad. That's super bad. I did see the Eichel goal, but again, I didn't watch any of the third period. I was like, you know what? Here's what's going to be fun, is if they come back and win this, during the stream, we'll watch it together, because I didn't... Nah. Yeah, that goal kind of sealed it. All right, let's move on to the Ducks. The Ducks and the Oilers. I had mentioned one thing with this series particular. I didn't know. Oh my gosh. Okay, I stopped watching after Carlson's made it 5-3. We got empty netter. Okay. Goals are aplenty in this one. Goals are aplenty. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Someone's got to tighten up. Someone's got to tighten up somewhere because this can't. I talked, and one of my thoughts going into this is I didn't know who was going to be on net for the Oilers. We knew who was going to be on net for the Ducks, though. I don't know. I was looking at, Oilers get rid of Skinner. How reliable can we trust in Ingram or Jari? And even with Anaheim's goal, like the goals, the goals are plenty. And look at this too. 27 goals on 39 shots. Like this is not 8-4-2 and 8-3-3. Yeah, these are first 1 to 4 wins, I guess. First 1 to 4 wins the series, because I don't know if anybody's gonna. I don't know. Ken Nugent Hopkins, Kasperi Kapanen, Ken McDavid. Because the goal that I saw is so when Utah went up 4-0, because like in real time, and like see what the difference is when I can actually review the games and talk about the games and do a stream after the last game instead of it being midnight where it's like, okay, I gotta go, we got work in the morning. But so these games kind of simultaneously played where when the first period was wrapping up in the Utah game, this puck dropped. So like they kind of intertwined where intermission we're watching one, then we're coming out and watching the next one. So coming into it, watching, because after Leo Carlsson's goal, turned it off and I was like, okay, I'm going to go make some food because it's 5-3. This one's over. Had no clue. It turned into 4-7. But these two back-to-back goals were in real time. Difference was maybe a minute and a half. And then as you can see with game time, less than a minute later, like two back-to-back Avalanche goals. Like to start and kick off the third period, there is nothing better for team momentum-wise than to, looking at the box score this way too as well, where you have 3 goals, you get 2 to take the lead. Yes, they take the lead, but then you get the lead back and then go up to like huge momentum swing. But after Carlsson's goal, I was like, okay, this one's probably over, because I was gonna see, hey, let's see how this third period rolls around. Could after the Ducks scored their quick one, making it 4-3, let's see if the Oilers around the 17-minute mark, 16-minute mark, maybe 5 minutes into the third period, let's see if they can get it to 4-4. And then right after that Carlsson goal, I was like, nope, because all that momentum of, okay, if they're going to get back into this one, it's gone. Because I don't think the Ducks have blown any leads, especially in this series. And then if you look, let's go look at the series as a whole here. So, oh my gosh. Okay, never mind. The Ducks have blown some leads. They're up 4-2, but they ended up winning this one 6-4. I'm going to have to rewatch this one. I didn't actually give a review or a reaction on this one. On the channel, let me double check. I don't think I've done... How many videos? Okay, let me go look at videos. Have I... Nope, I've only covered video-wise. Stream-wise, I've talked about all of them, but video-wise, the last one I talked about was the Habs and Lightning Game 2, and then Boston and Ottawa. I've not made a video getting into the Anaheim series yet, but I think this is a huge win. It's big. I don't know Yeah. I don't know how many times the Oilers have been down in a series by this much. I don't know. You know, I'm really hoping the Penguins win tomorrow too, because of this shirt. This is a hot freaking shirt. I'm sweating. Sweating like a dog in this. Sweating like a dog in this. And when I stream, it gets freaking hot in this room, dude. It's unbelievable. Okay. Alright, okay, look at this trend here. So, game 1 was 4-3, game 2 was 6-4, game 3 was 7-4. Oilers have not been able to score more than 4 goals. So in a sense, it has turned into first to 4 goals. I was making that joke of like first to 4 wins, like WIN, like first to 4 wins, but it's actually, now looking at the box score, it is actually literally first to 4 goals wins. Let me look at something else here. I want to look at we got some Dodgers, the Dodgers and the Cubs. That's a cool score bug. Surely people will be civil and not complain about it. Okay. I want to know. Okay, McDavid's gotten involved. Has let's see, Draisaitl. Oh my gosh! Freaking hold on, my mouse. As a go-to, people, if your mouse ever like batteries like, oh, I'm out of juice, take it out and put it back in. It'll be fine. Friday. I'm just seeing how involved he's been in these games. Because I didn't think he'd be ready to go. I didn't. Because that was the other reason why I was sort of low-key leaning towards the Ducks in this series, is I didn't think Draisaitl would be back, personally. I thought, we'll see. We'll see if he's back, because, I mean, took a pretty nasty injury, and he was ruled out for the remainder of the season, and it looked like it could have been a torn ACL. So, I don't know. One thing I won't say that he's not is a wimp. I think these dudes are tough as nails. Hockey guys are freaking tough, dude. So if he is playing on a torn ACL, torn MCL, like, that's some goat shit right there. Like, that is not a lot of guys can do that. Wait a minute. So he did play in game 1. Okay. Alright. I think that was a game time decision too. Alright, where's McDavid? McDavid, where are you at? There you are. Information. Goals, assists, points. He's got to get more involved too. Because McDavid, and as well as I look down and see Crosby here in this thumbnail, I think if Crosby does not play out of his mind tomorrow, Penguins are done. Like, they're done with a capital D-O-N-E, done. Because I'm like, there's parts of me where you look at this Ducks series, you look at the series with Utah, you look at the series with the Hurricanes, like, your captain's got to get involved, and like he's got to be the focal leader and stuff. I mean, look at this. I know Hagel's not the captain. Please don't do it. Dude, I hate when freaking I try to show you guys something and then ESPN's like, nope. Want a break from the ads? Yeah, can I get ESPN Premium? Ooh, here we go. No, wait. Where's the scuffle? Where's the scuffle? Ah. Whatever. Okay, we'll let this play out. 12 seconds. But, I just, with the Penguin series in particular, Crosby's been virtually absent, and it's been all Gino, and so I think he's gotta get going if they want to get back in the series. And it could be stuff like fighting to set the tone. Here, let's do this. Also, where's my little where's my did I move my where's my cursor here? Wait. Where'd he go? It's gonna play another 30-second ad. Hold on, let me find my. Let me try to find my elite. No. And there he is. I don't know where the frick. Okay, yeah, get back over here. It disappeared up into thin air. Okay. 2 seconds. 1 second. Okay, we're good. Okay, let's get into it. And again, we're 17 minutes, just barely starting OT, top of the key, wham! Stick side, ball game, dude. It was freaking fantastic. And my mouse just shit the bed, and so I'm probably going to get copyright claimed because I couldn't pause the damn. Now we're working. Here, let me watch this. Ready? Bye-bye. Woohoo! See ya. Let's go get another one. Shit. Back to it. Let's do, let's go look at some of the, oh, here's the back. Here's the goal by Carlson. Oh, 15 seconds. We can do 15 seconds. We can do 15 seconds. We can wait a little bit. Anybody want some Popeyes? Alright, here we go. So, again, early into the third period. Anaheim just scored one of their goals. And then we got a loose puck right here. Maybe I can make him a little smaller. But we got a loose puck. Okay, and then we have an instant pickup right here. And then everybody's going. Huge momentum changer too. And I don't want to overreact and say that this is the kind of play that swings. Oh, what the... I'm looking on the back end of the play. Whatever we got going on over there. Someone slipped and fell. Let me look at what happened here. Hold on, let's go back. Okay, so we got a little bit of slip and fall. We're back up. Oh, he was down the whole... Is that McDavid? Who is that back there? Oh, it is... So watch this guy. Watch this guy right here. Yeah, that's got to be McDavid. Nah, let me look. Yeah, because there's a 97, so it's probably McDavid. But again, look at the... I mean, let's count heads here, people. We got 1 versus their 1, 2, 3. So they had numbers. In their Russian. Okay, everybody go meet at the net. Which, oh, he subbed off. Okay, never mind. Never mind. So we got a little bit of 2-on-1 action going on. And then just an easy, quick backhander. And it to me, I know the final score, Edmonton scored another goal, and Anaheim had 2 more goals. One of them was an empty netter. But I feel like this was the one where it's like, okay, this ball game's over. Because Edmonton allowed 2 goals back to back within 30 seconds game time. I think I would find it absolutely funny if Edmonton overreacts and pulls Ingram and puts Jari in, because that would Penguins fan know all too well about what would happen there. Let me see if there's anything cool. Nothing too crazy about the Utah game. They just flat out dominated them. Okay, let's get to the NBA. We can talk a little bit of NBA action. Lay GM, Lay Truth, LeBron. They're up 3-0. I didn't see that. I didn't see that happening one bit. Oh, wouldn't you know, Boston takes game 3. It's almost as if, and then let's fast forward to mañana as well. It's almost as if the Knicks, the Nuggets, not the Suns. I can see the Suns going down 3-0. I do think the Suns can at least get one. They can get one. They're gonna get one. It's gonna be on a Booker, heave to the corner or something. They're gonna get one. They're not gonna get swept. Now, am I gonna put a promise on it like, hey, I'll wear this shirt till? No, not gonna do that. I already got one going with the Penguins, which is ridiculous enough. But I think the Magic could take this game. I think the Magic could take this one. I think with this series, I picked Pistons taking game 1 and 2, Magic taking game 3, and then Pistons taking game 4 and 5, gentlemen sweep. And that's the same format that I had for the Thunder and the Suns as well. Knicks, I had Knicks taking game 1, 2, and 3, Hawks taking game 4, but then Knicks wrapping it up in 5. And then with the Nuggets against the Timberwolves, we scroll down just a titch here. I had the Nuggets winning it, but I said it. The T-Wolves will be a dark horse team. They're going to be a dark horse team because you never know. Is Ant-Man going to play out of his mind? He has been. Now Jokic is, last game did stink up the joint a little bit, but yeah. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised because everybody is overreacting to Atlanta. Everybody's also overreacting to the Rockets game, which I want to know, has our boy KD been playing, or has he been sitting this whole time? Oh my gosh. Okay, so you can't even gauge how this series went. If I'm being legit, trying to be as unbiased as I can, KD's only played 1 game in this series. You can't. Now, in the same breath, Austin Reeves isn't playing and Luka hasn't played either, but you take KD off the Rockets aren't in the postseason. They're just not. It would be. Let me go look at the standings. Who'd be next up? Minnesota would be up. Minnesota goes up to the 5. Portland goes to the 6. I don't know. I think KD is more than reason why Rockets won this many games. Maybe that's no ball knowledge. I don't know. Let's go to stats. Let's go look at the team leaders. Oh, will you look at that? Oh, well, this is postseason. Let's go regular season. Oh, will you look at that? Out of the 78 Out of the 78 games, well, out of 82 games, Kevin Durant played in 78 of them. Go figure. Averaged 26 points a game, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. If you want to get into the nitty gritty of it, which it is what it is. But wouldn't you look at that? And then next up would be your Sengun, then Thompson, then Smith Jr., then Shepard, and then would you look at that? When your best player's not playing, the team goes down 0-3. Would you look at that? Would you look at? I kind of feel like Negan in The Walking Dead when he's like, really? Because I think we'll see when Wemby comes back. Hopefully Wemby comes back soon. But clearly it didn't matter because they put up 12 extra buckets on the Blazers. But when I look at Wemby and I think about the Spurs, the thing that I'm kind of like, okay, here we go, is if Wemby sits out for the remainder of this series due to concussion protocol, I think the Spurs will be fine. Could the Blazers make it interesting for 6 games, maybe for 7 games, maybe. But if they do get to 7 games, Game 7 is going to be an absolute blowout, like 130-140 to 90, like an absolute blowout. I don't give Portland a snowball's chance in hell that they can sneak out of Game 7. But if Wemby sits into the second round, whether it's against the T-Wolves or the Nuggets, the Spurs are going home. Because I think the Spurs can get past the Blazers without him, but like the second we start to, Spurs aren't getting to the Western Conference Finals, Spurs aren't getting to the finals without Wemby. Like, that is how important, and I feel this way about Jokic. I feel this way kind of Brunson with the Knicks. You can say it for at least one of the, dynamic duos of the Celtics, whether it's Brown or Tatum. Like, I don't know. But you look at Williams, because Williams injured. Let me see if it will show it. Williams injured his hammy. I think he pulled a hammy or something on a layup. And let's see if it will talk about it in Game 2. Phoenix Suns, Oklahoma City, Lou Dort, Kevin Booker, Isaiah Hartenstein. Dude, look how pathetic this is. This is so. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love the Suns. Suns have been a fun team to watch. It was fun to watch them when they went to the finals all those years ago. But, like, there's no motion here. Now, I will say, funny enough, 30-29 after the first versus Game 1 where it was 45-20. And it's like, yeah, this game's over. I don't think it's going to show the injury. I don't know why it's not showing it. He came up gimpy. He hurt his hammy. I don't. Yeah, and then the Inside the NBA crew reacted to my thoughts on him getting injured. And it's kind of the same way I feel about SGA is the Thunder are so stacked. Williams could sit out to the Western Conference Final. Like, Dort would pick up some of the load. Holmgren would pick up some of the load. SGA, Caruso, like, they're fine. Now, if you have SGA tweak an ankle or something and you got Williams and SGA out, that Lakers series is going to get a little bit more interesting. And you would assume, the Lakers? That series is not even over. So, and the Suns are only down 2-0. They could. I think it's gotten to the points. I think the Lakers could sweep. Um, did I originally predict that? No, but there's parts of me in watching the NBA where I think it'd be different if KD played in this game, but like if KD's out and they're down 3-0, I don't think he's coming back. I don't think he's coming back. But if he does, they'll probably win game 4, force a game 5, and I could see the Rockets forcing it to 6, and like all these online basketball videos and stuff of like, oh my gosh, the Rockets, they're trash. The Rockets are doomed. Like, it'll look like we overreacted because, oh, well, you look at that. KD came back, forced it to 6, which the Lakers ultimately won. But that's only because they were up 3 games. They took a 3-leg on it. So, yeah. Because if you have Reeves come back and you have Luka back, and then Williams or SGA is injured in the second round, that's where I'd kind of go, okay, maybe the Lakers could do some damage here. But I don't know. There's just so many. There are so many players that are good on the Thunder right now. Like for example, you go put Williams, you go put him on the Cavs. Hell yeah, I think the Cavs can get to the Eastern Conference Final. I think they get right past the Raptors and then beat the Pistons in 6 or 5. You go put Alex Caruso on the Knicks. I think he's probably yelling at Coach Brown, don't bench me in the final 2 minutes, and Knicks are up 3-0 right now. Like, I think that's how impactful a lot of the players are. And I've said it too, like, you go put Jokic on the Knicks should win the finals. But all right, back to it. So we did that. Let's go back to the NBA. What else did I miss from the NBA? LeBron. I did see they hooked up a 3 that bricked at the buzzer. Let's watch this. Here, let me get this played and stuff. You know what's stupid? I kind of wanted to stand on business on this a little bit too. I was gonna make a rule of not covering, like, we're not covering NBA games, but I bent the knee. I did, but a lot of people are upset that the NBA is on. Dude, I read that as BBLs. My brain, dude. I was like, huh? No, but a lot of people were so pissed that the T-Wolves, the Knicks, half of this series has been behind a paywall, which we know we're eventually going to get there where all of it's behind a paywall. Like, I'm not trying to jinx anything, but like, there will come a day where the Super Bowl is behind a paywall. We already know, like, it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. Okay, here we go. Yeah, because he took a dagger 3 couple possessions before he took his 3 ball over here that made it 101-101. But here we go. Le fadeaway, lay no look pass, lay catch and shoot, lay brick, lay brick Mason, and then so it is what it is. Does this show overtime at all? No, this is just the shot. Good look, great spin around, turn around. If this bucket went in, NBA Twitter would be on fire right now. They'd be like, it's the GOAT! How does this affect LeBron's legacy? Bunk. It was close. I'll give him credit on that. So, look at this. Really? With 36 seconds left, Houston blew it. Houston blew this game till LeBron's 3. Huh. Okay. And then in overtime, you can see the Lakers outscored the Rockets 7-11. Okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I didn't know that. Didn't know that. Not gonna lie. Did not know that. All right. So yeah, if it took a what are we looking at score wise here? Hold on. So 96% chance of winning. 96. And it's 101. It's a 6-point. If they have a 6-point lead and they blow it with 27 seconds left to go, there's parts of me that think the Rockets can steal one. Steal one at least. There's the shot off the. You know who this motherfucker look like? Look! You guys loved that meme. I think it got like 2,000 views or something. You know what video also blew up? My T'Chuk video. My bend and snap video. That video blew up too. That video got... Let me pull it up. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all how many views it got. Look at that shit. The number keeps going up. Dude, it's at 15,000. 15,000 views, dude. Yeah. So thanks for that, guys. We've been gaining a lot of subs too lately, so thank you. Thank you. All right. No, but there was parts of me where I was thinking, you know what, if it's behind a paywall, I'm not going to make a video on it, which unfortunately I haven't made any videos. I just haven't had the time. NBC, ABC, NBC. So I would make a video based on that merit. I'd make a video on any of these games, but I've not been able to make any videos on the NBA because I've just been so backlogged for videos. And like, I finally get to like do a stream and talk about hockey a little bit and get into it and go into every series. Because if you couldn't tell by the thumbnail and what this, you know, stream is called, you know, Fight Night and Hockeyville, is there have been a lot of freaking fights in game 2s and game 3s in these series because teams got to set the tone. Where's, like, for example, Tuesday with this game? Let's go Gamecast here. See if we got any dances. Nope. Let me go. Here it is. Here it is. Hell yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's run it. Running it. Oh my gosh. Back to back unskippable ads. Lame. Okay, let's run it. Let's run it. Let's run it. Let's go right here. How's it look? Look good? Yeah, it looks fine. But I've noticed that, like with the Senators against the Hurricanes, with the Penguins against, yeah, so we got a little bit of an up, and then dude, instantly 3-on-1, and then you can hear the quick whistles, and then we got, you know, everybody jumping in the mix. It's just freaking, dude. This is why hockey is head and shoulders above every, like, parts of me think football would be better if they allowed this. Like, look, hands on, he don't care. He does not care. Hands on hips. We're just watching. Let the two refs kind of solve it, you know. Let him get in there. Which I have said, I think this job would be absolutely fun. Like to just, you know, get in the mix. It's just, dude, it's so freaking funny, man. Every single, and then there goes, which again, it was 4-0. I know Buffalo scored 2, and then they actually stole game 3. So I know the series is 2-1 right now, which we can talk about. What's another Utah versus Vegas fight? Yeah, these guys have been freaking getting after it. Here we go. And dude, this was from the freaking jump too. Has anybody seen? There's a video. It shows like the two Gophers fighting on the highway, and it's like NHL players after every whistle. It shows like the Gophers pushing each other. That is literally what every single game's been. It's been freaking phenomenal. So then, you know, routine, dump it in. We got a whistle, and then all of a sudden, we got a little bit of action over here. You say something to me? You say something to me? And then, because we're all distracted over here, and then, yeah, everybody gets together. Maybe flopped a little bit. Who is that? 22. Let's go look. Let's go look again. Oh, maybe that's an offsides. I don't know. What do we got going on over here? So watch right. Huh. Oh yeah. Oh, dude, he sold that. Dude, he sold that so good. Look at it. Whoop. Freaking. Which I saw that Crosby got an embellishment too, which is whatever. Whatever. And everybody grabs a dance partner, and now we're fighting. It's just, it is what it is. Where's the, I think the Senators have one too. Senators versus Hurricanes. No, we're going to skip that one because that's all the algorithm's going to be. Let's do Kings and Avalanche have gotten in a couple scrums too. Oh, that was from 6 months ago. Where's the... Here it is. Here it is. This is what game 1 was. Now, what's sad is they're... Hold on. Aren't they up? Yeah, they're up 3-0 now. After game 1, I will be honest. I'm on the record saying it. I thought this series would go 6 at least. I did not see a sweep happening, and with how this game went and ended, like there's just parts of me where the Kings have them right where they want them. I said that end quote because just the physicality of the Kings getting after it and being pesky, like the Avalanche have not impressed me as much as, like, let's say the Flyers. And spoiler alert for a potential future video, one thing I will probably talk about is, okay, I had to double check to make sure I'm not muted. One video I'm probably going to talk about would be teams that have impressed me in the first round, and the top one on that list is going to be the Flyers. And that's not because they're beating my Penguins, but when you look, okay, Minnesota, great, you blew out Dallas 6-1, 6-2. Where has the series gone since? They beat you in double overtime. And like it makes sense now, like when the announcers are talking about, it's just one game, And I even talked about it on a stream where it's like you have Dallas getting blown out and everybody's like, relax, it's just one game, versus the Penguins losing by 1 and the sky is falling. And we're just getting done with game 1s. I had to take a swig. This stream is sponsored by my local gas station, my local watering hole. Okay, but just the physicality of the Kings getting after the Avalanche. Um, I I was drinking it a little too much. I was sipping a little bit of the copium of, yeah, Kings can make this interesting, and now it's 3-0. Yeah, so then you got Makar, which, by the way, was Makar flailing? Oh yeah, probably a little bit of an embellishment. Okay, we got Nick, you know who I'm talking about. Him getting in there. You got CC as well. Here comes the Breadman Panarin, which I love that the automatic go-to move. And watch freaking Panarin too. So here comes the Breadman, number 10. Is the automatic go-to move is not to join the scrum, it's to go behind the guy and just like try to strong arm him and put him in a chokehold. Literally, that's all he does is he walks up here, and then now he's got like they come up from behind and just like put him in a chokehold. See how he's got him like right here? Now he's being light. Obviously, he's not doing too much, but like that is the go-to move that I'm noticing on a lot of these fights is they won't square up with him. They'll just try to like grab the face mask and move their shield around a little bit. You know, it looks super. Oh, that's such a funny scene. Just how blurry. How can you tell there's been some heavy breathing and fights going on? Oh, that's so funny. Where's the embellishment here? Oh, there it is. There it is right there. Right. Here it is. Yeah. Which, here's the thing. If the Avalanche win the Stanley Cup Finals, though, that's going to be looked at as like the best image in Colorado. Yeah. Little head push here. Okay. So then if your head's getting pushed down like this, how the hell does your head whip back so you can I don't know. So I think he sold it just a little bit. And then, we got some talkie. 2 seconds later, that's when Panarin scored to make it 2-1. But then we got, let's fast forward a little bit. Got some more leg slashes. Kempe's getting after it. And then Landeskog coming off the bench bumped him. Is it going to show it? Oh, yeah, here it is. So Kempe's going to the bench. And then boink. Kempe's like, what? You want a piece of me? So it just, yeah, hockey is what's the, not tough guy sport. What's the word I'm looking for? Damn it, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a term, not gangster, but like if you do stupid shit, you're gonna get dealt with. Like it's so funny. Okay, let's see if there's any other. I'm trying to think because we have the. Okay, spoiler alert. I spell Habs because I do not know how to spell Canadians, dude. Oh my. Okay. Back-to-back ads. Come on. Okay, here we go. All right, let's get into it. Here's the mix-up. Okay. So whatever that was, which I don't even know how you leave your feet that much. So yeah, watch him. He's just going to decide to get airborne all of a sudden and just... Huh? Which, whatever. Trying to see... Because in the thumbnail I used Gensel. Yes. Because there's Kucherov just barking at the ref. I will say, if if I'm gonna be 100% honest, I think the ice has tilted the way of the Habs when it comes to penalties, because with game two, with how this game ended, also there was another like late third period penalty too, where you're like, but yeah, then everybody, it's just so stupid, but it's funny where everybody just grabs a partner and just starts beating the shit out of each other. Um, Let me look at where is, which I love how like you can't do much as a ref. You can try, but like anyway, like hands on hips. He's not even watching these two. He's watching over here. Like these two could be, doing who knows what. Like it's just so, dude, it's so freaking fun. It's funny as shit. Yeah, because if the NBA implemented this, oh dude, the NBA would not be a tough guy sport anymore. It would, if guys could handle the beef. Now I will say there's been a lot of NBA fights lately. Hold on, let me NBA scuffles. Yeah, these are, this is some real beef going on, real heated moments and stuff. Like didn't Daniels the other day shove Jokic, and like this one, 7 players ejected. Oh, that was a year ago. Damn, that was really a year ago. Where was the one? Yeah, this is the Draymond one with 3 techs. This one's from the Western Conference Final. That's the year that Denver swept them. Empress Flare. This is 2 months ago. Hey, who's that guy right there? No. Where is... What's wrong with Jokic? Again, like, we're going to get to a point where, yeah, if the Rockets come back or the Nuggets come back and even the series, we're all going to look silly for being like, oh, we overreacted. Because I legit think the T-Wolves Nuggets series can go 7. Now, pre-series, no, I thought it was only going to go 6. But I did think the T-Wolves would make it interesting. Now, seeing where it is now, oh yeah, it's gonna go 7. Hopefully. No, there's just been a lot of, where's Chaz? He's probably she, whatever. They've probably posted a couple. Which I feel like I should make a video. Where is it? I feel like I should make a video on this. One of these subjects, because there's parts of me where it's like, yeah, no, there are parts of me where I do think that refs should be interviewed. After the shove, there's the Jokic and, no, not Jokic, Luka injury. No, things have been kind of sort of heated a little bit in the NBA. But yeah, if the NBA, if they would let him actually fight and stuff, there'd be no need for there wouldn't be any like antics of poking and like I think it actually, hot take, I think it'd be good for the game. Because, I mean, you saw in the 90s and even when Shaq was still playing, when there was beef that needed to be settled in the NBA, the beef got settled. Only since, like, Shaq has retired, Duncan and Kobe, and, like, I would say from, like, 2008-ish, 2009, maybe 2010 on, that's when it started to be just, like, chest to chest, like, what, you're not going to do... Versus back in the day where it's like, okay, no, let's throw hands. Let's both get ejected right now. Let's have a mouse in the palace. shot by Gino. Yeah, we're going to need Gino tomorrow. Where is... Oh, and then here's the embellishment, which, again, yeah, high stick. Now, did he sell it a little bit? Yeah. But Crosby's never had an embellishment penalty once in his whole career. And then they're like, nope, get out of here. So he gets kicked off, looking up at the board, you know, oh, fucking hell, you know, waving it off, bullshit. And then there's this fun, sorry, this fun moment here with the Fed where he's like laughing. Is it gonna show it? Oh, it's not even gonna show it. Dude, hold on. Did the box guy? Is he oh, okay, no, he's just sitting there. I thought the box guy went like, whoa, sit down. Okay, there's the beef. Which the Penguins need more of that tomorrow. I would not be surprised if we see five or more scuffles tomorrow, 10 or more. Like there will probably be, after every whistle, something like this, because just the Penguins got to get back into it. I don't know how. They just do. They just freaking do. And so then we got more dancing. Sanheim's running away from Carlson. Where'd Russ go? Russ disappeared. Oh, I see. Okay, he's getting jumped on by the ref over here. And then we have full penalty boxes, you know. I got 5 over here. Show the Flyers one. Got 5 over there. The series has been entertaining. I've loved it, but just they're getting their asses kicked. Nothing much you can say about that. Just they're getting their asses kicked, so it's not fun. All right, let's play a game. All right. So for some series that we got going on. Lightning Canadians. Let's go to the playoff bracket. Let's look at the bracket. Do we see the whole picture here? Do I have... Let me look. Yeah, that's good enough. Ads are a little bit light tonight versus boobs in your face. Okay. Okay. I think, if I'm gonna be honest, I can't with confidence say that any team gets swept. Looking at it now between Carolina, the Flyers, and the Avalanche, I don't think any team gets a full sweep, because there's parts of me, having watched the games, like the Kings are bound to get one, steal at least one. I think the Senators, if there was a team that's probably going to get swept, I would say the Senators, just because they haven't looked good since overtime game 2. They haven't. I think they blew that game too. I think. Let's go to game 2. I think the Senators were up in this one too. Oh no, they weren't. Okay, never mind. Never mind. The Hurricanes blew that lead. What else? If I were to think which team blows a 2-1 lead, Utah probably. I don't know, because let's go look at Vegas a little bit. I don't know if Vegas has ever gotten in, other than their regular season 6-game skid where they didn't move at all in the seedings. I don't know if they've ever gone on a losing streak. So there's their okay, so about around here, I think this is when they got their new coach. They let go of Cassidy. There's their 5-game skid. Around, well, actually 8 and 9. Oh my gosh, yeah, Vegas. I forgot how bad this actually looked. Yeah, they were playing the whole Pacific, the whole division, like crumble it up and throw it away. Like they were, yeah, it was bad. Like look at this. But they did turn around and win 7 straight, and then we have another 7 and 8, 6 and 7, and then 3, 6 and 7 again, and then they won. Then they went 8 and 1 in their last, where there was this stat of, new head coach hasn't lost in regulation. I'm trying to look. So since, okay, here's the stat I want to look at. Oh no, right here. Oh, and right here again. Oh, and right here again. I was gonna see if since coming back from the Olympics, was there ever a 3-game losing streak or 4-game losing streak? And there's parts of me that seeing, okay, lost 3 in a row, and then they won, and then they won. There's parts of me that think, okay, they've lost 2 to Utah. They're going to figure it out. Because if they take game 4, even it up at 2-piece, I don't think they would lose game 5, and then being up 3-2 heading back to Utah with 2 games under their belt. There's parts of me that you look and you see, like, through the history of the playoffs and stuff, like, game 4s and game 5s are pivotal, and they're huge. And, like, there's parts of me that they capture game 5, whether it's a good close win or a blowout, like, they take 3-2 lead, and then they go to Utah, where has Utah been in these moments? No. Utah has not been in these moments where they're down in a series, backs against the wall. It was one thing that I was looking at in the Sabres series, even though the Sabres are the number 2 overall in the East and they're the number 1 at the Atlantic. It's like there are Bruins players that have been in Game 7s before. There are Bruins players that have been up in this series and then blown it and been down and crawled back into the series. Versus the Sabres, where it's like, okay, we haven't been to the playoffs in 15 years. We're just happy to be here. Now, I am very impressed that they have taken a 2-1 lead, took care of business in the TD Garden, won their first road game to get, those pre-game jitters out. But we'll just see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. It's going to be super interesting if it's Utah, the Oilers. If Vegas, I hate to say it, and I don't want to be a total Oilers homer here. If Vegas loses this series, the Oilers are getting to the Western Conference Final. Like I don't see any way, shape, or form. I don't see the Utah beating, even if Utah wins 2 more and gentlemen sweeps Vegas. I don't see the league letting Utah beat Edmonton. I don't, because there's not. I don't know. But if you ask the league and you ask fans and stuff who've been watching hockey for like a month, everybody thinks it's going to be the Wild versus the Sabres, which I don't think that's happening. I have never seen the Sabres be successful in the postseason, and I've only seen the Ducks be successful once in the postseason, and it was in 2016 when they lost to the Sharks. No. It was 2015 or 16 because they were the runner-up. It was probably 15 because they lost to the Blackhawks. And then the Blackhawks went and beat the Lightning. That was some good Powerade. Once again, this podcast, this stream is sponsored by my local watering hole. Don't use any promo at checkout. Go use your actual money for 0% discount. Pay 100% price. Here we go. Once again, thanks for being here, guys. Let's should we do the NFL? We can look at the NFL. Let's do the draft. Round 1. Oh, we're on round 3. I did see that Carson Beck got drafted. He was the first pick in the 3rd round. Okay. I did see he got picked by the Cardinals. And you know what? I'm going to just be transparent here. I think he could be a starter day 1. Will he? No. But you go look at this QB room. Tell me why Brissett's going to be the starter, but with how loud people are going to get, because somebody posted a meme where it showed Carson Beck, Jeremiah Love, and it showed like Trey McBride, and it showed all the guys for Arizona's starting offense. Then it's like, who's beating this team? And like the memes were like, anybody, any other 11 people. I think, and it's kind of the thing that people are going on about with the Raiders and Kirk Cousins with Fernando Mendoza. I think when it comes down to it, and we gotta, get in the weeds of it, I don't see Fernando Mendoza sitting very long before it's his time to shine and before they put him in. I think with them spending all that draft capital, he was the number 1 overall pick. I just think that Raiders fans are going to get very antsy if... Well, let me circle back to the Carson Beck thing. Let's go to the Raiders. Let's go look at their schedule. Which... damn it. Do they have at least... I was quick on that. You see that? There were some toes, and it's like, no, let's get out of here. Dude, freaking the pop-ups schedule. Raiders schedule. Home games 2026. Okay, let's pretend home opponents, away opponents. Should we zigzag it? Let me do later. Let me line this up right. Hold on. Oh, that looks perfect. Okay, let me number some of these games hypothetically. So let's say this is game 1, game 2. Oh, jeez Louise, look how bad that is. Here we go. This is so bad. Okay, let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gosh, I cannot draw worse shit. 8. If this was like real hand, we're good. 8, 9, 10. And then let's throw 11 in here for fun. Because we'll be in the middle of the season. 11, let's do 12 right here. 13 right here. 14 right here. 15 right here. And then 16 right here. And then 17 to end the season. Okay. The reason why I mixed some of these up is because we don't know when they're playing when, and I was just going to kind of go back and forth. So if, because I do think the Raiders could beat the Chargers. Are they beating the Chiefs? Absolutely not. Are they beating the Broncos? No. I think the division I think the division does run through the Broncos, but I say that with a lowercase b, not a capital B, because a healthy Kansas City Chiefs team is still the Chiefs are still the Chiefs. Um, and it took until the head-to-head matchup for the Chiefs to lose that divisional game. Now, I'm I'm going to be real here. If with how anticipated high hopes that the Raiders have going into this season with Mendoza, if Kirk Cousins comes out there and starts 0-3, and again this is hypothetical, 0-3 in division play, people are going to get very loud, and it's going to get very loud if for your first 3 games you're 0-3. Okay, you win game 4, you win game 5 because again it's the Cardinals and it's the Dolphins. You're 2-3. Okay, you lose to the Patriots on the road, and now you're 2-4. That's where I think it gets real loud for game 7 when we're playing the Seahawks. Seahawks against Raiders, potential Sunday night football game. You got the defending Super Bowl champs coming to Allegiant Stadium. Sunday night football, Monday night football, Thursday night, whenever. Primetime game. We're 2-4. We're out of the playoff races. Get Kirk Cousins the hell out of there. Put Mendoza in. And so that's where I think Mendoza could get his star or something. Because a lot of some of the YouTubers that I've listened to, they're talking like, Mendoza should sit the whole season, learn under Kirk Cousins, because when have we ever seen a rookie quarterback be successful from the jump, and while being baptized by fire? The answer is none of them. The answer is none of them, because when you're the rookie quarterback and you were drafted first round, odds are you're going to a shit team, and that is why they were even in the position to draft you. But I think with the Raiders picking Mendoza with the 1, if they, after 6 weeks, 7 weeks, are not sitting with a positive record of 5-2, 4-3, within the mix and the race for the division, people are going to be calling for Kirk Cousins. They're going to be calling for him, and that's just how it is. You look at, for hell's sakes, Eagles win the Super Bowl, and they're already getting booed off the field in the Rams game, which was like game 2. Let me go double check. I think it was game 2. Oh, look at that. See that? Look how fun the little artwork's say behind. Okay, Eagles versus Rams. Okay, week 3. Yeah. They're getting booed off the field. They're getting booed off the field for this shit, dude. Like, so if you think that Raider fans are just going to sit around and watch Kirk Cousins age not gracefully, yeah, I don't think. Here, let's do something real quick. Let's predict some of these games for fun. Okay, home opponents, I think they could get 1. Nope. Nope. No. So they'll probably go 1-6. This is with Cousins or Mendoza. Or if they sneak 1, it's this Broncos game at home. I don't remember the last time Kansas City lost to the Raiders at home was that Christmas Day game. I don't think it's happening again. Okay, no. 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 They're not beating them. I could see them beating the 49ers, because I could see the 49ers being a last season kind of game where it's week 16, week 17. 49ers are resting guys by this time Mendoza's playing. Because again, I'm also reading this too as if these are the first few games. Like, this could be a week 3, week 4 matchup versus these are the end of the seasons. They can definitely, yep, yes. Yeah, I can see them beat them. Yes, and yes. So realistically, we could go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 and 8. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9 and 8. 9 and 8, or like 7 and 10. I could also see them going 7 and 10 because they're gonna drop one of. I could see this one being a drop because the Saints could get a lot better. I could see them dropping this one because, again, if this is a week 3 game or something, this is also a loss. This is with Cousins or Mendoza at quarterback. I don't see them winning very many games. Because I don't. Yeah, like Rams are going to be a playoff team. Bills are going to be a playoff team. Like they're playing 1, 2, 3. Hold on, let me clear everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're playing 7 playoff teams. I don't know if a rookie has beaten that many playoff teams. Who knows? Chaos. All right. Round 3. Fight. Now, I think the draft has been a little overrated in some ways. I don't know. I don't even want to look. I don't even. Yeah, so I saw Carson Beck. I saw that, where is he? You're shitting me. Is he a day 2 guy? What are we looking at? Where is he? There he is. I saw Rodriguez went to the Dolphins. Again, people have been sleeping on him. Are we to 4 yet? No, we're not to 4. So we're just to 3. So Beck. Drew Aller, Penn State. Yikes. Okay. See, that doesn't make any sense. Why would Penn State? It's probably just because it's in Pittsburgh. It's got to be that, because literally you have Rodgers, Rudolph, and Will Howard. Why do they need Drew Aller? Let's see quarterbacks. Let's see quarterbacks drafted. Oh ho ho ho! Nussmeier has not been drafted yet. Really? Okay. None of these guys have been drafted. Okay. Really? Okay. Okay, they think, alright. People think Drew Aller's better than Nuss. Pavia, okay. Alright. In my defense, I did have Carson Beck getting drafted. These were my prediction for best available. Drafted. My prediction. Oh my, get the fuck. See the pop-ups? See the problem with the pop-ups? It's just fucking pissing me off. Okay, my prediction for I predicted that only these 3 quarterbacks would get drafted. So that prediction's aged like milk already. Because you look, well, but what Aller's kind of shown is that even when you don't need a quarterback, teams still pick quarterbacks because you go look at the NFL teams. Look at Bills don't need one. Miami drafted Quinn Ewers last year, and they also paid Malik Willis the bag, so they don't need one. Okay. Patriots aren't going to draft a quarterback. They got Drake May. You got the Jets, who do need a quarterback, which, hot take, I could have seen them drafting someone with the second overall pick. But I do kind of think the Jets are going to tank for Arch Manning. I'm drinking some of that. Dallas doesn't need a draft or quarterback, but I could see them. The Giants don't need one. Eagles don't need one. Washington doesn't need one. Baltimore, Cincy, Pittsburgh, none of them need them. Cleveland doesn't even need one, even though in the video I never made, I was going to make a joke that Cleveland was still going to draft a quarterback. Even though Watson's back. Anyways. Bears don't need one. Lions don't need one. Packers don't need one. Minnesota's probably going to draft a quarterback. So you have one, maybe two. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but they just drafted one. So you have 6 teams realistically that need a quarterback that you could talk and persuade into, yeah, they need a quarterback. So you have 6 teams versus 40 that were in this QB class, and that's all of them. That's why I was like, I don't know. That's why I thought, yeah, there's going to be some quarterbacks that don't get drafted, just because Bills don't need to draft a quarterback. They don't. Let me go to the Bills right now. You go look at their QB. Okay. Yeah. Holy shit, guys, I'm yawning. Holy cow. What time is it? Oh my gosh, it's midnight. Are you kidding me? It's freaking midnight. We might need to do a hard out here, people. Okay, let's end the shorts stream. People on the shorts end, thank y'all for hanging out and being here. We'll catch you in the next one. Okay. Sweet. That was fun. Let me look at... Oh, I never looked at memes. We never got to look at memes. It's okay. We'll look at memes tomorrow. Yeah, we can look at memes later. Yeah, we can do memes later. Ooh. Damn, I'm tired. Oh, shit. But, no, the NHL's fun. The NHL's heating up. And I gave my thoughts to the NBA playoffs, where I think teams and fans are overreacting to, oh, the Knicks are down. The Knicks are down 2-1. They're in trouble. They're not in trouble. They're fine. Because I think dang, I might not do a gaming stream tonight. But, let's not kid ourselves. People predicted the semifinals in the Eastern Conference to be Cavs, Pistons, Knicks, Celtics. That's what everybody penciled in. And then in the Eastern Conference final, I picked the Pistons getting past the Cavs. And I did have Pistons, Knicks in the Eastern Conference final. Um, but I just it would seem, because if I'm being real, if the Hawks beat, or even the Sixers, you look at either of them. Hawks beat The only way the Hawks in the next round would be entertaining is if the Sixers beat the Celtics, and so then we have a Sixers versus Hawks in the next round, and then we're looking at no freaking way. The one seed, like the Cavs are up 3-0 or something, so we have the Cavs potentially against the Pistons or the Magic, and then we have the Sixers against the Hawks. East is wide open. Anybody could get it, because there's parts of me where it's like, yeah, no, even though they're the one seed, Pistons might not actually pull this out, because that would make that series a little bit more interesting. But if it's the Hawks versus the Celtics, we know who's winning that. Or, the Sixers versus the Knicks. Like, it's not entertaining. And I think the most entertaining thing would probably be Knicks Celtics. I think that one could go 7 games, but what do you do? Nothing. So, anyways, guys, we're gonna end the stream here, though. Thank y'all for hanging out. My music ended too. Oh well, it is what it is. So, be sure to hit that subscribe button, guys. We're gonna call it a night. It is freaking late. No game. Oh well, maybe we might do a gaming stream. I don't know, but I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.